I will be going to Disney World August 13th through 19th if the creek don't rise. We've just experienced some serious flooding in eastern North Carolina, and therefore I'm planning my vacation carefully. I need fabulous vacay this year. I know how you feel. I have never stayed at another moderate resort question. Imagine that. I have never stayed at any of the moderate resorts, and I need the most current information on refurbishments and how this would affect our visit. I will be traveling with my 11-year-old daughter who is sold on the pools, and I'm using the summer discount, the summer rate discount. I have narrowed my choices down to the Caribbean Beach Resort and the Coronado Springs. I love how the Caribbean layout, even though it's large, we have bikes, but I am very worried about how the food court closings might be bad for someone who loves to eat meat. While the Coronado Springs looks great, especially the pool, I'm worried about the convention side of it. Does this increase the crowd feeling? Any suggestions and knowledge you can spread my way will be greatly appreciated. Oh, here we go again. Let me say again, I'm not a fan of the moderates. We've just been talking about it. I'm not a fan of the moderates because of the transportation, but they're still beautiful hotels. They're still great hotels. I've stayed at the Coronado, I've stayed at the Caribbean. We're planning to stay at the Port Orleans when we go this fall. So, you know, the moderates are still a very nice place to stay. As to the current state of construction, well, don't know exactly because, you know, I'm not down there. But to tell you what it is today won't tell you what it is going to be in August. So we don't know exactly where it's going to be in August. But what we do know is at the Caribbean, let's start with Caribbean Beach Resort. At the Caribbean Beach Resort, the construction is pretty intense. It's really messing things up. The main building is totally being refurbished. There's a little area in it where they serve a breakfast buffet, but for the most part, you can't get into that main building. The gift shop is closed, the food court is closed, the restaurant is closed. So you said, yeah, you like food. Well, okay, that's okay, but how often do you eat at the hotel? Mrs. Mom and I, pretty much the only time we eat at the hotel is breakfast. And we don't eat every breakfast there. So if your plan is not to eat at the hotel, it really doesn't matter that is closed. Caribbean Beach Resort, beautiful, nice pool. It's just a nice place to be. Coronado Springs. The construction at Coronado Springs is not as invasive. It's not as bad. It's not hitting any of the main areas. They're starting by building the tower, so that they've got one area that's pretty much under construction. Will it be different in August? I don't know. As to the feel of the Coronado Springs during convention times, we stayed there. I actually went to a convention at the Coronado Springs. For the most part, convention goers go to the convention. I was there when there were two conventions going on, the one I was attending with the FAA, and then there was one with a bunch of travel agents. A big travel agent company had a convention there. There were a lot of people there, but it didn't affect the hotel. The buses, they weren't bad. Bus service, they weren't full. You could get on the bus and 2 or 3 people would be on there. It wasn't near as busy as some of the other hotels we stayed at. So bus service, it just does not have that busy feel. It's a wide open place. So it really doesn't feel that busy. Conventions don't really affect. I mean, the Contemporary is a convention hotel. The Yacht Club is a convention hotel. All of these places have convention areas. So the conventions really don't bring a lot of effect. When you're putting 1,000 people in a convention, that sounds like a big convention. And that's pretty much what you get. You might get, like when we were there, it was like 1,000, 1,500 people in the travel agent convention. There were 400 of us in the FAA convention. Well, that's 1,900 people. It affects the rooms, but it really didn't affect the feel of the hotel. It doesn't bother the hotel at all. really, if you're going, don't worry about the conventions. If you like the look, if you like the way you think you're going to like that Southwest feel, it's a great place to stay. All right. So, bottom line is, I would choose, Dad's bottom line, I would choose Coronado Springs. I'd stay away from Caribbean Beach Resort. I know it, but that construction over there is really, really invasive. And really kind of, I'd kind of stay away from the Caribbean Beach Resort.